Today, our topic is the Stoic approach to handling betrayal. Betrayal is one of the hardest things to deal with in life. It can hurt deeply when someone you trust breaks that trust. It might be a friend, a family member, or a partner. It feels like a personal attack, and it can make you question everything. You might feel anger, sadness, or even confusion. But the Stoics, a group of ancient philosophers, had a way of looking at betrayal that can help us handle it better. They believe that life is not about what happens to us, but how we react to it. They taught that we cannot control other people or their actions, but we can control our own thoughts and feelings. This is the core of Stoicism, focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. When it comes to betrayal, the Stoic approach is not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't matter. Instead, it's about understanding the situation and finding a way to move forward without letting the betrayal destroy us. Let's break this down step by step. First, the Stoics would ask us to accept that betrayal is a part of life. People are not perfect. They make mistakes, and sometimes they act in ways that hurt us. This doesn't mean we should expect betrayal or stop trusting others, but it means we should be prepared for the possibility. By accepting that betrayal can happen, we are less likely to be completely devastated when it does. Second, the Stoics would tell us to focus on our own actions and reactions. When someone betrays us, it's easy to get caught up in anger or sadness. We might want to get revenge or dwell on the pain. But the Stoics would remind us that these feelings only hurt us more. Instead, we should focus on how we can respond in a way that is calm and thoughtful. We can choose to forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because holding on to anger only harms us. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the betrayal. It means letting go of the negative emotions so we can move on with our lives. Third, the Stoics would encourage us to see betrayal as an opportunity for growth. Difficult situations like betrayal can teach us important lessons. They can make us stronger and more resilient. They can help us understand ourselves better and improve our relationships in the future. For example, if a friend betrays us, we might learn to set better boundaries or choose friends more carefully. If a partner betrays us, we might learn what we truly value in a relationship. The Stoics believed that every challenge in life is a chance to become a better person. Fourth, the Stoics would remind us to focus on what we can control. We cannot control other people's actions, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to act with integrity, even when others do not. We can choose to be kind and compassionate, even when we are hurt. We can choose to focus on the things that truly matter, like our own values and goals. By focusing on what we can control, we take back our power and avoid feeling like victims. Fifth, the Stoics would advise us to practice gratitude. Even in the midst of betrayal, there are still things to be grateful for. Maybe we have other friends or family members who support us. Maybe we have learned something valuable from the experience. Maybe we have the strength to get through it. Gratitude helps us see the bigger picture and reminds us that life is still worth living, even when things are hard. Sixth, the Stoics would tell us to remember that nothing lasts forever. The pain of betrayal will not last forever. The feelings of anger or sadness will pass. This doesn't mean the betrayal didn't matter, but it means we don't have to let it define us. Life is full of ups and downs, and the Stoics believed that we should accept both with equanimity. This means staying calm and balanced, no matter what happens. Finally, the Stoics would encourage us to focus on our own character. In the end, what matters most is not what others do to us, but who we are and how we live our lives. Betrayal can test our character, but it can also show us what we are made of. We can choose to be bitter and resentful, or we can choose to be strong and passionate. We can choose to let the betrayal break us, or we can choose to grow from it. The Stoics believe that the most important thing in life is to live with virtue, which means living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. When we focus on being the best version of ourselves, we can handle any challenge, including betrayal. So, how can we apply these Stoic principles to our own lives? Let's imagine a situation where a close friend betrays you. Maybe they spread a rumor about you or shared a secret you told them in confidence. At first, you might feel hurt and angry. You might want to confront them or cut them out of your life. But according to the Stoics, the first step is to pause and reflect. Take a moment to breathe and think about what happened. Accept that your friend made a mistake, but also recognize that their actions are not within your control. Next, focus on your own response. Instead of reacting with anger, try to respond with calmness and clarity. You can choose to talk to your friend about what happened and express how you feel, but do it in a way that is respectful and constructive. If the friendship can be repaired, that's great. If not, you can choose to let it go without holding on to resentment. Then, look for the lessons in the situation. What can you learn from this experience? Maybe you have learned to be more careful about who you trust with your secrets. Maybe you have learned the importance of communication in relationship. Use this experience as an opportunity to grow and improve. After that, focus on what you can control. You cannot control your friend's actions, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to act with integrity and kindness, even if your friend did not. You can also focus on the positive aspects of your life, like other friendships or personal goals. Practice gratitude by reminding yourself of the good things you still have. Remember that this pain is temporary. The feelings of betrayal will not last forever. Life will go on, and you will find new sources of happiness and fulfillment. Finally, focus on your own character. This experience can make you stronger and more resilient. It can teach you to handle challenges with grace and dignity. By focusing on being the best version of yourself, you can turn a negative experience into a positive opportunity for growth. In conclusion, betrayal is a painful experience, but it doesn't have to destroy us. The Stoic approach teaches us to accept what we cannot control, focus on our own actions, and find opportunities for growth. By practicing these principles, we can handle betrayal with strength and wisdom. We can choose to let go of anger and resentment, and instead focus on living a life of virtue and integrity. In the end, it's not about what happens to us, but how we respond that truly matters. So the next time you face betrayal, remember the Stoic approach. Accept, reflect, grow, and move forward with grace.